Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. I firstly want to say, for those of you who are here from Instagram, thank you so much for supporting me with this change and shift. For those of you who don't know about my Instagram, I have been doing a lot of videos on there. I built up my my whole sort of account there for Temple of Sunshine, and I've moved on to YouTube because I think it's obviously the best way to share videos and talk to you guys for a little bit longer than I do on Instagram. And I'm really happy to be here. I love YouTube. I spend, I'd say, most of my time on YouTube in terms of apps. I do spend a lot of time on Instagram and TikTok, but mostly YouTube. But anyway, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for meeting me here on YouTube. I am very glad to be here. Anyway, let's jump into the topic today, and that is divine timing, or timing of the universe, or timing of when your manifestation is going to come. I did a TikTok on about I did a TikTok about this, and it kind of gained a bit of traction, so I thought maybe it's something people are a little bit interested in. So I'd like to speak to you today specifically about the timing of your manifestation, divine timing as I call it, and break down what it is, some examples, really get you understanding this topic. So let's get straight into it. So divine timing, as I call it, you don't need to call it divine timing. You don't need to call it anything divine. You can just say when the time is right. You know, a lot of people, even those who aren't spiritual, do often believe that everything happens for a reason, or that the timing has to be right for a lot of things. And this can be for anything, guys. This can be for a job, a promotion, relationships, a move, if you want to move home, so many things. So I'll give you, actually I've just thought of a million examples in my head. So let's do an activity together. Let's think about a time when in my pajamas, let's think about a time where you had a really strong desire, right? Maybe you really wanted to be with someone. Maybe you really wanted that job that you just didn't get. Or maybe you really wanted that promotion. Or maybe you really wanted to move out that year and move into your own home, or buy a home, or I don't know, move out into a different part of the city or neighborhood, and it just didn't happen. Or maybe you got close to it several times and it just, each time, just didn't happen. Maybe, I can give you so many examples, but maybe it was a specific industry you were trying to get in, or a specific type of job. And think back to it. Now think about today, years on, months on, weeks on, whatever. 9 times out of 10, I'm sure you're looking back and thinking, I'm kind of glad that didn't work out. So let's think about relationships. Is a very easy one to discuss this with. Let's think about someone that you really wanted to be with. Let's say like you really tried hard to make it work and it just didn't happen, and now you look back, now that you have your ideal partner, or that you've just moved on, or you've learnt to love and respect yourself more, you can look back at that person and realise, oh, I'm really glad it didn't work out with that person. This is a very easy example because with relationships this happens quite often, but sometimes with careers not so much. But I have loads of careers examples which I will discuss. There must be something you really wanted, and if you can't think of something on the spot, don't worry, come back to this activity. But anyway, for most of us, I'm sure we can think back to a situation where we really wanted something, and we were so frustrated at the time, we got angry, maybe we even did like an angry prayer, like, why won't this work out for me, why does my life suck, and we got in a sort of like turmoil over it. And now we look back and we think, actually, you know what, I'm kind of glad it didn't work out. The job I have today, the partner I have today, the outfit I bought instead, or the home I live in today is so much better. I'm so glad. I'm 100% sure you have a situation like this in your life, and I'm telling you now, that's all divine timing and trusting that whatever's meant to be will happen for you at the right time. At the right time is key, because everything happens for a reason, 100%. But the reason why timing is very important is because we as human beings are growing, evolving, changing every day. And if you're not, and if you're stagnant right now, that doesn't mean that you won't grow, evolve and change. It just means that you might be in a bit of like a rut right now. And within that, trust me, you're growing, evolving and changing, trust me. So each day, we're growing, evolving and changing. Now compare yourself to the person you were at, let's say 13 years old. And if you're 13, then and watching this, and you know, rewind a bit, imagine the person you are at 13 years old. think back to him or her, or non-binary, think back to them. Think back to the way they were. I bet you're a little embarrassed. I know I'm embarrassed of my 13-year-old self. And now let's think of 16. Let's think of 16 years old, a little bit more different. Why are we different? We're a bit more mature. We've learnt more about ourselves. We're less inclined by other people's opinions. External validation is a little less at 16, I'd say. It's still huge, don't get me wrong. But things have changed. Our ideals have changed. Sometimes our morality has changed. Things that we thought were wrong before growing up as a child, we don't think are wrong anymore. Now think of yourself as 18. Just from 16 to 18, look at that huge leap. Insane, right? Crazy. And then think onwards in your more adult life. So I personally, should I reveal my age? I personally can count a few more years on from 18, should I just say, and I've changed so much. I don't even recognise the girl I was 2 years ago even, let alone 18. So my point is, we're always growing, evolving and changing, and what you wanted at a time, right, might have been absolutely what you wanted in the moment, but now that we look back, we're like, actually I didn't want that. So I'll give you an example. In fact, I'll give you several. Let's just keep chatting. I really wanted to work for the civil service in the United Kingdom. I wanted to work in the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. I wanted to be a diplomat. Yes, I wanted to do all of these things. I studied international relations at university just with this goal. And when I got rejected from the civil service, I didn't get out of bed for 3 days. I'm not joking, guys. I was depressed over this. And then I applied to a few other sort of government agencies, you know, government organisations, and really cool things that I thought I wanted to do with my degree, and none of them worked out for me. And I was really upset, and I remember there was a turning point where I just said to myself, I'm not going to apply for public sector jobs anymore. I'm simply done with it. I'm done with it because I'm upset, I'm angry, and I'm done with it. So what I did was I completely changed my opinion, and I thought back to what I wanted to do as a child, and I really wanted to be a management consultant because, you know, sort of 2 people in my family did it, and I always looked up to them. I always looked up to their level of success, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to start applying to sort of private company. And by private I obviously mean the private sector, as opposed to the public sector, which is originally what I wanted to go into. And so I just started to apply to a lot of business graduate schemes, and I knew I was a bit more like sort of business minded, and I kind of just shifted my perspective, and I started to get more sort of offers, and in the end I ended up on a grad scheme that really changed my life for such a good way and gave me amazing experience, and I'm very thankful for that experience. But I just want to say that, you know, getting rid of my rigid sort of idea, I had to have what I wanted, exactly the way I wanted it, i.e. the public sector. I wanted to be in the civil service or work for a government agency so I could one day be a diplomat. I had to drop it, and you know what, now I look back and I think I would not really enjoy the sort of pace and the sort of day-to-day work of a public sector employee, not because it's public sector, but specifically the stuff I was applying for. I would struggle to sort of move ahead in the way that I wanted to. I'm much more suited to the role that I do now. In fact, it's the perfect job for me, and I would have had no idea that it even existed if I didn't just drop my expectation and rigidity around what I wanted and just trust divine timing. Because in the end, like, I didn't get the role in sort of like, I was applying in my 3rd year of uni around September, and I thought I would have like a grad scheme by like Christmas and I got the sort of confirmation for this one around January, and I remember just being so upset. But it was divine timing, right? If I just didn't have those failures, and if I didn't just drop my idea of wanting that specific role, I would not have the experiences and the job I have today, and everything would have been different. Another thing, you just gotta trust that divine timing. Like, for example, I was really pushing for a raise at the beginning of this year. Here's another example for you. I really wanted that raise, and then coronavirus hit, and basically, long story short, in a couple of months, around I think May, I don't remember, they announced that there was going to be a salary freeze after a certain threshold, and the salary I was trying to manifest was actually that exact number of the threshold. And what would have happened, I went on sort of like a salary calculator and I took away taxes and everything, and I realized that had I been just like on the salary that I wanted, I think it was just above the threshold, my bad, like if I had been on the salary that I was pushing for, then I basically would have been worse off money wise with the salary freeze than what I'm on today, because of like the tax threshold. And it was actually very, very depressing to look at. I would have actually been worse off than my previous salary had I got that raise. And it's just things like that. It's divine timing that I'm saved from that salary cut had I got the raise, and then actually been in a worse off position. So maybe my salary raise is coming at a different time where it's a better time for me. I don't know, I'm sure I'll manifest it. But my point is, think of what could have happened and what I was saved from. So I want to get into examples with you guys now about why you should trust divine timing. I know there is something that you want to manifest right now, and that's why you're watching my videos. And if you don't have something you want to manifest right now, that's really amazing, but I'm sure we all have something we desire deep down. And I'm sure within that manifestation sometimes you get frustrated that it's not happening yet, or maybe you've had stuff in the past where you weren't happy about it and this is a learning curve for you. I just want you to know that you can trust the universe completely. The whole reason why we get annoyed when our manifestations aren't happening is a lack of trust. If we trusted the universe completely 100% whole, then we would not even question why it's not happened today or tomorrow or in a month from now. We would not question it. That sort of like impatience and discomfort comes from, oh, it's not happening. So although you're staying very high vibrational, you're saying your affirmations, you're doing absolutely everything in your power to be happy and high vibe, there's a little nagging voice in the back of your head like, but none of this is working. And really, it's just trust. When that little voice hits, slap it back and be like, slap it back and be like, everything is happening for me, not to me. It's coming, it's on its way. I did a quick snippet on Instagram on IGTV about the Abraham Hicks pivot, and I'm going to talk about it again now. It's amazing. It's been helping me a lot. Every time I'm like, oh, my manifestation isn't here yet, trust me, I get like that too. I then all of a sudden in the back of my head I'm like, no, it's coming, it's all coming, it's coming my way, I'm really excited for it. This pay rise, oh, it's coming, I'm so excited. You hear what I said to you like a minute or two ago? I said I'm sure my pay rise is coming and it's divine timing. I didn't say, oh, it's not manifested yet and oh, I don't know if it's ever going to happen. No, I said to you that it's coming in the way that it's supposed to, and maybe that means I'll change role, who knows? Maybe it's not a pay rise, maybe it's a whole new job, maybe it's something I'm not expecting, because I'm obviously expecting to stay in my role and get a pay rise, hopefully. But remember, I don't ever say it's not happened. I always say it's not happened yet because it's coming. So use the Abraham Hicks pivot to basically pivot your idea and your vibration around the situation. So when you have that little moaning voice in your head saying it's not working, you then turn around and be like, but it is working, it is happening, it's coming my way, I'm expecting it, I'm really excited. So I just wanted to leave you with this note today about trusting the timing of the universe, trusting the timing that it will work out the right place at the right time, and it will work out just in the way every small thing until now has worked out. And every time you get a little insecure about it, just think back to those scenarios that you thought about today while watching this video, of when you really wanted something and it didn't work out, but it worked out for the best. And always remember, guys, my favorite affirmation, everything is working out, best case scenario. I'll speak to you guys next time on my next video. Please like and subscribe. Liking means that you found this video useful at all, and it will help other people find my videos. And if you like my content, then obviously please subscribe. Check out my Instagram for smaller clips and just general, lots more Temple of Sunshine positivity. And I also have a website and a shop, that's templeofsunshine.com. See you next time, bye.